Hello and welcome to Craftiosity, the subscription box of modern craft kits. This month we're making these reusable beeswax wraps and a bee-themed embroidered cotton bag inspired by balmy alfresco meals on relaxed sunny days. Inside your kit you'll find a needle and thread, a bag of beeswax pellets, your 2 fabrics, your cotton bag, your bee and honeycomb template, and parchment. You'll also find your step-by-step photo instructions. First we'll make the beeswax wraps. Cut your parchment in half widthways and then split your wax into 4 piles. Preheat your iron with no water and on the wool or low setting and set up your ironing board. Lay an old towel or sheet onto your board to protect it from any stray wax. Place 1 parchment square down on your protected ironing board, shiny side up, with a cotton square on top. Make sure your cotton square is smaller than the parchment. Scatter most of 1 pile of beeswax evenly across the piece of cotton. Just keep a few pellets back. Don't worry if it doesn't feel like the cotton is completely covered. Cover the fabric and wax with your second piece of parchment shiny side down. Gently iron until all the wax has melted, keeping your ironing moving as you go. Use your iron to move the wax around inside the paper to cover up any gaps. Leave it to cool for 10 seconds before touching, as it will be hot. If you wait too long and the wax looks like it's sticking to the paper, reheat with the iron. Add a few more pellets if you see any gaps where the wax hasn't reached, and iron again. Repeat for your second piece of fabric using the same 2 pieces of parchment and a second pile of wax. And your wraps are finished. Now we'll create the bee embroidered bag. Take the cotton produce bag, your needle and thread, and cut an arm's length from the thread. You don't need to undo the paper on the thread, but pull the free end gently. Your thread has 6 strands. Pull out 1 strand at a time from your cut section until you've removed 3 with 3 remaining. Thread your needle with the 3 strands at once and tie a knot in the other end. Using a sharp pencil, softly trace the bee design onto the top half of your bag by placing the template inside the bag. The lower your design is placed, the trickier it will be to sew. Do this next to or against a sunny window if you're struggling to see. When sewing, make sure you only sew the front of the bag and not stitch through to the back. Embroider around the bee using backstitch. So for backstitch, bring your needle up through the fabric, back along the line, and down through the fabric. Then up again further along the line to create a new stitch, and back down through the previous hole to connect your stitches together. Repeat this along the line. In the centre of the body and the stripes across the bee, use satin stitch to fill these areas. With satin stitch, you fill the area with long stitches, keeping the threads nice and snugly close together. To secure the ends of your thread, bring the needle through to the back and sew over on the spot a few times on the inside of the bag, then trim your thread. Finally, just a few notes on caring for your beeswax wraps. When using your finished wraps, the warmth of your hands will encourage it to fold into place. To clean your wraps, wash with soap and cool water. Don't use hot water as this can melt the wax. Your wraps will last for around 3 to 6 months, after which you can reseal with extra beeswax or you can place them in the compost. The fabric is 100% cotton. Avoid any heat sources, so for example a microwave, oven, washing machine or direct sunlight, and allow food to cool before wrapping it with the beeswax wraps. Finally, don't use the wraps on raw meat or fish. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial and we look forward to welcoming you to the next project next month.